an addictive sport, and anyone will tell you if they've tried it a couple of times, and it's one of those sort of things that it's hard to get good at, but you for some reason you just want to get better.
A friend of mine yesterday he was up there at the front. I got out of the sea and he was up there and he said, "You haven't seen me, you haven't seen me." And he was actually waiting to go home, so his wife didn't know that he'd been surfing. He was trying, seriously.
If you want to get an electrician or a plumber and it's 3 feet and clean, good luck.
We parked the car just behind Croyde Beach, and then we walked about 500 yards to get here along the coastal path. The pinks are in full flower on the cliff top, and then we've got this grandstand spectator view of the best surfers, probably, because you have to be pretty good to come here. I've never seen surfers work the waves quite so well. I mean, they were running all the way along it, going up and down, up and down. But it's great to watch, because it's very athletic and very agitated. Molto agitato.
When there's swell and there's a bit of surf and you get out at your local spot, it's almost like going to the pub on a Friday night. You know, you see everyone, you chat to everyone, and everyone seems to work their life around somehow surfing when there's surf. I'm just doing my own thing and enjoying every minute of it, and I'm fortunate enough that other people want to hear about it too, really. Being involved in that, in the world record and with the highest wave or the biggest wave is definitely an achievement. We didn't go down there to get a world record. We went down there to surf some big waves, and it just so happened that I was driving the jet ski that towed the Garrett into the biggest wave ever surfed, which was officially measured at 78 feet. It's what I love doing and I've trained for, and it's my passion. So just to be involved in something like that is absolutely amazing. I work closely with a guy called Alastair Sawday, and I think there's other guys also in Ireland, just who are very passionate about it and spending time looking for it and searching for it.
Andrew, who you've been spending time with, Andrew Cotton, that board that he rode the famous wave on in Ireland, we made that board. He's challenging the world on that, and that's a pretty big deal for us, Well, I always wanted to make boards, that's for sure, when I was younger, and then it was just a question of I was doing ding repairs and making the odd board for myself out of someone's garage, in fact, in Croyde, and then the real key moment was this property that came up for rent just about 20 years ago, and then we moved in. And that was when I started paying rent, and I knew I could make a living out of it. That was really the journey.
So the key to you was finding a magic way of keeping in the sea as long as possible.
It was, yeah, without
and earning a living.
Yeah, it was, yeah. That was what it's all about.
So it all comes from your passion for surfing, really.
Yeah, and the fact that that's what I wanted to do that, whether it was going to work or not. Who knew at the time,
How good are your boards?
I don't think there's any better, and they're as good as we can make them. You could take our best top-of-the-range boards, take them anywhere in the world in terms of polishing and finishing and hand craftsmanship, and they'll compare very favourably to anything that's on the market today.
You're sort of at the centre of a whole community of surfers in Woolacombe, which is like it's a surfing town now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, very much so, yeah.
You're at the heart of it.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think, really, Woolacombe, Croyde and Saunton are really closely connected, actually. There's a lot of genuine people that have committed their lives to it. It's probably the way, really committed their lives. And they don't necessarily live in Woolacombe, but they use this beach as their spot where they go.
There were small pockets of pioneers that we've discovered in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s who were standing up on boards. But modern surfing culture as we know it today really kicked off in the early 60s. It's a lifestyle thing, but it's not done in a very conscious way. It's just life. I think we've got a very special area here because we have an incredibly diverse range of surfing beaches in a very small area. You do need to be a little bit hardy to take on the coldest of the winter times, but it's often when some of the best waves are. And back in the 60s, before wetsuits became available, that was kind of off limits, and now the whole year is opened up.
If you just want to get in the sea, I'd recommend going to a lifeguarded beach. Woolacombe here, for example, has got lifeguards on, and so is Croyde. And if you're thinking about surfing, I'd recommend going to the surf school. There's plenty about. There's loads in Woolacombe, loads in Croyde.
It's really important if you're trying it for the first time to actually get some proper instruction so that you can understand not only the techniques of surfing and you'll learn it much quicker, but also the safety aspect of looking after yourself and looking after other people in the water.
I suppose you don't actually realise how lucky you are, to be honest, and I'm sure and that's the same for all the kids that are probably growing up here at the minute, and you don't realise until you get older and you go to other places. It's a beautiful area, there's such a variety of beaches, I've been very lucky that my parents used to take me down to the beach and get me in the sea at a young age, really.
It draws you back again and again, and you never really want to leave it behind.